Hey everyone, Lori Westheimer here from Coldwell Banker. You probably noticed over the last couple days I've been posting some of my whereabouts with regard to carryout, and you may have decided that I probably don't like to cook, but that's actually not true. I really do enjoy cooking, but I am really trying to be out there and supporting the small businesses that I love in my community in an effort to keep their doors open. And unfortunately, we can't do that for all of them because only the restaurants are allowed to really have any business at this moment with carryout, and I'm sure they're experiencing a little bit of a pinch during this time as well. Many of you may not know this, but prior to me becoming a realtor, I was actually a small business owner for 10 years, and I can experience all too well just what a good rainy day or a snowstorm might do to my business, and I cannot imagine what they're going through with all of this response to the virus that has been kind of the topic of everyone's conversations for the last couple of weeks. So my heart goes out to them, all small businesses, and I'm doing what I can as a personal effort to actually frequent some of those businesses, but also to get on Facebook and Instagram and talk about those places that you may or may not have heard of. But I don't feel like that's enough. I really don't think that it will be enough if there isn't more support, and if there isn't something that really happens from the top down, if you will. A lot of people may not even think about this, but small business owners aren't really necessarily eligible to collect unemployment. So they're forced to either keep their doors open and serve what they can, or they're forced to go out of business. And there really is no in between there. There just is no way for them to continue their livelihoods. And a lot of their savings are tied up into their business, and no one could have seen this coming as quickly as it did. No one's prepared for this. So there is actually some hope, though, and I wanted to reach out to everyone out there. If you know a small business owner, or if you're a small business owner yourself, the CARES Act that we've been hearing about over the last few weeks actually has increased its focus a little bit on the plight of the small businesses, and they are using the SBA, or the Small Business Administration, to assist the small businesses that have been affected by the crisis. So I wanted to reach out. I'm going to explain it in just a little bit of a nutshell, but I'm going to put in the comment section of my post just where you can go and a little bit more detail as it was received by me. So I'm sorry, I'm going to be reading it a little bit because there is a lot of detail to it. So there are two programs. Like I said, I'll detail them below. But businesses with 500 employees or less, including sole proprietors, independent contractors, and cooperatives, are eligible for economic injury disaster loans during the covered period of January 31st to December 31st this year in response to COVID-19. And so an economic injury disaster loan is the first one, and it's available for up to $2 million for businesses. And it provides for an emergency advance of up to $10,000, which is a forgivable debt, which is very important, to small businesses within 3 days of the business applying for that disaster loan. And that loan can cover expenses such as paid sick leave to employees who are impacted by COVID-19, the covering of some payroll, rent and mortgage payments. I know a lot of businesses, I don't know how they're going to keep their doors open if they have to continue to pay rent to their landlords. Debt obligations due to lost revenues, and increased costs due to the chain supply disruptions that we've all been seeing. And then there's a secondary one, the SBA 7A Payroll Protection Program, which allows for additional payroll, including for those for independent contractors and employees who work on commission, which is good news for realtors, because we do qualify for these if we need them. Also, rent and mortgage interest, not just the mortgage itself, but the interest, and utilities. So again, all or portion of these loans can be forgivable for businesses that maintain an average payroll level as the previous year. And all the details I'm obviously not going to have. I'm not the expert, but I encourage you, if you, like I said, if you know a small business who's struggling, or you are a small business who's struggling, you want to go to disasterloans.sba.gov. And my suggestion to you is, even if you're in a position right now where you're not sure if you absolutely need this money, I would go ahead and fill out the application and get it started, because you don't want to get down to the point where you do need it and it's too late and you can't do anything about it. So my goal is for everyone to really be back to normal as much as possible when all this is said and done. But unfortunately, if without the help that these types of programs would provide, that's just not a very likely scenario. So thank you guys for watching. Again, please share this with anyone that you know that could benefit from it. And of course, feel free to reach out to me with any questions you might have. 937-344-3478. Thanks so much. Happy Friday, and I will see you next week.